NORAD shoots down unidentified object over Canadian airspace. This is the Great White North Report. I'm in love with the system. Never going home. I'm in love. Last Friday, Trudeau was notified that there was a unidentified object violating Canadian airspace, and he actually had the balls to say, "Let's shoot it down." I'm impressed. He ordered to take down the object that violated Canadian airspace, and that NORAD has shot it down on Saturday. Canadian and U.S. aircraft were scrambled, and a U.S. F-22 successfully fired at the object, Trudeau said in a statement on Twitter. It's too bad that a Canadian fighter pilot couldn't have taken it down. Would have been nice, because according to Defense Minister Unidentified said that it was a small cylindrical object and it was about 40,000 feet above ground, which is in range of the CF-18, which has a 50,000 foot ceiling. And due to possible risk of civilian aviation, at around 3:40 on Saturday, it was shot down from... Now, Yukon isn't exactly the most densely populated area of the world, so shooting it down poses little risk to civilians, though it does make finding the wreckage a little harder. So Canadian forces will now recover and analyze the wreckage of the object, and they'll be searching over a wide area. So we were notified Friday as it was going through Alaska, and on Saturday it entered the Yukon territory, Canadian airspace, and it was ordered shot down by whatever country arrived first. Major Oliver Gallant, a NORAD spokesperson, said the military determined what it was but would not reveal details. So we're still waiting to see what it is. It's an unidentified unmanned object, but this is the third incident. It's actually the fourth incident in 1 week. We had that Chinese spy balloon that was traveled across North America and was finally shot down off the Carolina coast. The United States downed another one off the coast of Alaska. We downed one over Yukon, and there was a fourth one downed over the Lake Huron, in which wreckage will probably wash up on Canadian shores. So there's a lot of these things going through our airspace right now, and it begs the question, why or where is it from? The obvious answer would be China. Russia right now currently has its hands full with Ukraine, and is not likely to risk to provoke the United States at this point in time. They're more likely to provoke them over in Europe, if anywhere. So China is the obvious culprit for all this. They probably already know that. And then said that Sunday the object was potentially similar to the one destroyed off South Carolina, but it's too early to say for sure. So unmanned balloons flying over, taking data, and sending it back to wherever it belongs to. So the Chinese are obviously looking into something, probably to see how well our radar systems are, if we're able to pick stuff up quickly, and how, as well as analyze what we're seeing on the radar systems, and how best to utilize the information they gain. So regardless of what people think, we're in another Cold War with China, and it's more about power politics than ideology. Well, it's always about power politics. Ideology comes second. It's just the cloak that they cloak themselves with. The one taken down on Sunday over Lake Huron was within the United States border, though a Canadian pilot could have taken it down under NORAD rules. But for some reason, the U.S. are getting all the credit for these things, these kills. But it makes me wonder how many other have passed completely through our security zone, undetected, before we finally noticed one and decided to shoot it down. So what will that do to Canada-China relations? It should sour them even more, and we should be finding more ways to get rid of the Chinese presence in our country, closing down the Confucius Institutes, not letting Chinese students come back to the Canadian universities, not letting Chinese Communist Party members own property in Canada, and closing down consulates. All these things we could do, but we refuse to acknowledge it. And as China becomes more belligerent towards the rest of the world, it's going to get worse. But anyway, Canadians out there, let me know what you guys think about all these objects flying across our airspace, and what should we be doing? Leave comments in the comment section. Until next time, this has been the Great White North Report. I'm in love with the system.